Our next selection is called I Got My Fingers Wriggling.
For making it a wonderful season and make us successful. We see you soon.
Greetings everyone and welcome to Around the Clock. My name is Mark Jewett.
And I'm Yolanda Greaves, and this is our June 20th taping, 2014.
First day of Summer Eve.
Yes.
You're looking very summery.
Thank you. I figured, try to bring out some fun summer colors and get ready for the nice warm weather and appreciate what we've been having.
It's been a beautiful week. So, big show today, a lot of activities. As usual, we'll have our Selectmen update and our little Ask the Clock segment. We've had a lot of questions about our show recently, so if you've got a suggestion for our show, it's ashland@aroundtheclock@gmail.com. Questions, suggestions, anything you want to tell us, you want to hear about, send them in, we'll answer them. Today's town employee visit will be with
Chief Davis.
Chief Davis, our
Again.
number one guest.
Yes.
We're actually going to take a jaunt over to the Market Basket Plaza and get an early look at the new Ashland Police Station substation. All right, and then we have committee chair today is Tricia Kendall from the Sustainability Committee. She's going to talk to us all about solar and what Green Ashland's doing. And then we have too many events to mention for
I know.
Around the
So
Clock
many different things have been happening
around
here
the
in town.
tour, and we have a new Around the Town tour reporter,
Yep.
Kaylee Hodgson. She's joining us today, and you'll get to see more of her throughout the show. A.D. Quigley sent us a sports update, so we're going to have the wrap up for spring sports, and then we'll be back with our final comments. So stick with us for more Around the Clock. Okay, so welcome back to Around the Clock. Yolanda, we're going to do our Selectmen meeting update from Wednesday night's meeting. We had quite a robust meeting.
We did. We had a lot of participation, a lot of people attending the meeting, which I actually enjoy. I like it when people come and want to participate and we can have a discussion. We had to remind people that it was a discussion a few times, but I think overall it was good. So we now have a new livery company here in Ashland, so
That's right.
Sterikoff Livery. They came before us, and so if you need a ride into Boston or something like that, they're around. They're not a regular cab company. That was made very clear. But again, always nice to see new businesses and support them, and especially if they go through the process and are legal companies in the town.
And to your point about people coming to the meeting, that was a perfect example of a guy coming in to try and get his business license in
Yep.
town, neighbors coming and asking questions about what that would mean for their neighborhood. And it was the way the democratic
Process should work,
processes
exactly.
work, so it was fun.
Exactly, it was good. And then we also had Middlesex Auto Reconditioning came in. They now have a Class 2 license. They're up on Elliott Street. And again, a similar kind of thing. He came in, he did his paperwork. We had sent out the notifications of the people that lived around it. They came in, they asked questions, and again, a great process that I think
Good
people felt like their answers and concerns were listened to and addressed, and everyone left feeling positive about these two new businesses opening up and starting to work. We had Chief Davis do a recognition of two officers, Pierce and Alberini. They got the new Life-Saving
Their
Award.
second.
The second
for
for Pierce, it was
Pierce,
the second one. So as you see police officers, if they have the red and white above their name, it's a new ribbon pin that is being offered. So it's great to see some of the recognition about what our police officers are doing and have some good positive press there,
Absolutely.
which we'll see more when we go visit our police substation later.
That's
We had a discussion about the Warren Woods, what to do on that front parcel. There was a working group created about 2 months ago to try and say, what do people want for the front parcel? Some suggestions were to move the Valentine barn there, to try and make that area not just a place to go hiking, but could we do, you know, some kind of building that people could go there for an event or for a function, for educational, looking at the historical barn in Holliston and how they use that for different events. I think trying to find ways to bring people to Warren Woods besides just for hiking. So that's an ongoing discussion. I think there's still a lot of work that needs to be done, and certainly if people have input as to what they do or don't want to see up there, you know, reach out to us as the Board of Selectmen, because the front parcel is still under our care and custody. The Land Stewardship Committee is clearing it and things like that, but we have the ultimate final say as to what's going to happen there.
It was a nice effort by that committee, nice 40,000 foot look at a plan, to have
Right.
a nice building and really open it up to the community.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would be great. I mean, I think about it when I go different places to go hiking. You don't just go hiking. There might be a playground, or there might be a building that has information about the area that you're going into. So I think there's still more discussion, but certainly there's some great ideas and
It's
a lot
getting
of
there.
people willing to participate and bring those ideas to fruition. And then we also talked about adopting General Law Chapter 32B 21 through 23, which is something we would have to pass, and it's related to town health insurance. We're not looking to take health insurance away, just a different way of looking at it, and how we would work with our bargaining units in regards to changes and things like that. But there was a lot of lively discussion. I appreciate everyone coming forward who spoke to it and the concern, and as we said at the meeting, health insurance is a very personal thing. If your health is fine, it's not an issue, but if you have health issues, or if your family members have health issues, health insurance is a really touchy matter.
Yeah, and there was a lot of good input from several of the bargaining unit members, leaders, some really good input from Town Manager Chiavi and Assistant Town Manager Herbert. And I think at the end of the discussion, everyone agreed to go off and take the next month to work together, sort out the review, because there's quite a structure and process behind
Right.
doing this evaluation. And I think everyone left feeling as though they'll all be part of that discussion. So hopefully
Right.
that'll move forward positively.
And one of the big reasons we're looking at possibly making a change is we are currently part of a group called West Suburban Health Group, which is a coalition that you pay into, but because they've been using some of their reserve funds to help pay some of the premiums, those reserves are now not as strong. And there are other communities talking about possibly leaving the West Suburban Health Group. So as you know, if you have a lot of buying power, your prices are low. Once that buying power diminishes, your prices go up. So if something happens to West Suburban Health Group and we have not looked at other options, our health insurance costs, besides going up the little bit that they would go anyway every year, could really skyrocket.
Yeah.
And when we saw that currently our health insurance and other benefits are, 10% of our annual town budget, that's a lot of money, and it could cause a lot of problems if it goes even higher.
So it's good, and like we've seen in other areas around town, Tony and Mike have really been proactive about trying to get ahead of issues like
Right.
this instead of having to react to them once they're upon us.
Exactly,
So hopefully this whole process will work out in
Yeah.
that manner.
Yep. We also spent some time talking about selectmen appointments. We had some that were expiring on the 30th of June. We've extended those to the 31st of August to line up with the change that we made last year. There's some new openings, so people can go to the website and see what those openings are. We'll also get a list up there. We talked about our workshop. We're having a workshop, an evening workshop on June 26th to review what we did this past year and sort of make some plans for the coming year. We set the trash rate for fiscal year 15, and it was nice to see it go down. Even though it was only a small amount, it did go down, but we've added some additional services. Yeah, so there's additional yard waste pickup, and they are paying for the new Sharps program, where there is a container at the police station and at the community center, and Waste Management is covering that cost.
Nice job by Mr. Herbert getting that negotiated.
Yes, yeah, yep. And then we got a quick update on the Rail Transit District, which is the area up and back of the middle school near the commuter rail station. What happened was the Gainer, who owns the property, had had a site plan review approved many years ago, but it was a different developer, so he had to get the site plan review reassigned to him and then potentially to the new developer. So, and that's all tied into the $6 million MassWorks grant that we got. So that will start moving forward, and at some point they'll be coming to the planning board to present and see about getting that project going. And then there was a small transfer of our sewer reserve fund because of work done with the Cold Spring Brook project, which is the property on Chestnut Street. So if you're going up the hill on Chestnut Street, there was that road that was ripped up. While they were in there, they put some extra pipe in that will be used long term.
Yeah.
So it was actually good forward thinking rather than ripping it up, doing what they were going to do, and then have to do it again. So, and those are the kinds of things that we're seeing, that they're making some good forward thinking decisions. They're not living in the moment. So. And that was the meeting. A little longer than some nights. I think it was after 10 o'clock, but it was good. It was good to have the discussion. It was very healthy discussion, and we'll continue that discussion at our next meeting when we hopefully have another plan, some more information back.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
Well, Ask the Clock, we actually don't have any questions from the community.
Okay.
But as we say, we'd love to get any input. We're happy to answer any questions or address any segment suggestions. Also, we are looking for ideas for our next contest. We recently had our pothole contest, so it is the summertime, so if anyone wants to send in an idea of what could be the next contest around town.
Maybe it's, when do we get put on a water ban? Timing.
I don't know about that.
That might not be a good one,
We'll
though.
see.
We don't want to talk about water bans. But it's a possibility.
All right.
Or guess the level of the reservoir.
Yeah, that could be one.
That could be a good
That could
one.
be
Guess
one.
that we'll have to look into that.
All right. All right, we're going to join Kaylee Hodgman and Yolanda down at the new, soon-to-be-open Ashland Police Substation in just a minute, so stay with us here on Around the Clock.
Goods, door ships, all your residential goods, right inside.
I'm Kaylee Hodgson, and I'm here for WACA-TV down at the new Ashland Police Substation. We're about to check inside with Yolanda and Chief Davis to see what's going on with the new station.
Kaylee, thanks for bringing us into the new police substation. We're here at the Market Basket with Chief Davis. Thank you for taking a few minutes to speak with us.
Thank you for coming and visiting us here.
And we are at what is becoming the new Ashland Police Substation. As you can see, it is still a work in progress. We're doing some painting and different things like that and getting ready for the grand opening on the 28th of June. So, Chief, can you tell us a little bit about how this all came about?
Sure. It was really a combination of looking at how many calls for service we have down in this part of town. It's really the most furthest remote part of the town from where we are located, downtown. But also some of our officers had actually asked to have a stronger presence down here, and were for years looking at the possibility of opening a substation. So with that information, we approached Market Basket Management, and graciously they donated this storefront to us.
Great, so we have the spaces donated, the furniture that we're looking at, a lot of that was bought very inexpensively. The painting was bought inexpensively, and you were able to work with the sheriff's office to get people to come in and paint. Tell us a little bit, now that that's getting developed, what are your plans for the substation?
Well, once it's finished, and you can look around, it's definitely a work in progress. Once it's finished, our vision is to have it staffed. It won't be staffed 24 hours a day like the main station is, but it will be staffed, and with a combination of police officers and volunteers. And the volunteers are primarily from our auxiliary force, who are volunteer officers, and college interns, and some senior volunteers. And those folks will be the primary point of contact for anybody looking to speak or talk to an officer. And the officer will be dispatched to come in here and meet with the person. And plus, it's a good point for people coming in if they need forms, if they need accident forms or firearm applications. All those forms that we have at the main police station will also be accessible here for people. If people want to just simply speak to an officer without driving all the way on the other part of town, they can do that here. So there'll be a bunch of different activities. We also plan to maybe host some educational seminars here, because this is a great spot for that. On July 2nd, we're having a blood drive based out of here. So again, it's a work in progress, but we have a lot of ideas, moving forward.
Great. Well, thank you for taking a few minutes to speak with us. We will be back on the 28th as we kick it off for the grand opening, and hopefully we'll also see people on July 2nd for the blood drive. And just thanks and congratulations, and on behalf of myself and Mark, just thanks for coming on, but also thanks for all the great work that you're doing.
Well, thank you very much for your support. Appreciate it.
Great.
Okay, we've made the trek back from the Market Basket Plaza with the chief and the new Ashland Police Department substation. We're here at our beautiful studios on Butterfield Drive. If you haven't come down here to visit WACA-TV, you should. It's quite the take. So we're ready for our committee chair segment.
Yes. We have Tricia from the Sustainability Committee. Tricia, thank you for coming and joining us today.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Sustainability Committee?
Well, the Sustainability Committee was formed after Ashland became designated a green community in Massachusetts. So we have two goals. One is general energy reduction for the town's municipal energy bill. And the other one is just every kind of other general issue that helps to make us more sustainable, to do better things for the environment.
Okay, what are some of the things or projects that the committee's working on right now?
The big thing we're doing right now, and maybe people have seen the signs around town, is the Ashland Solar Challenge. We kicked that off about a month ago, and so far it's going great. It runs until September 15th. And this is a program that, through kind of group buying power, allows residents and small business owners to purchase solar panels for their homes or businesses at greatly reduced rates.
Now, I understand that there's 5 tiers of pricing, and we've already achieved, it's 1 to 5, and we've already achieved tier 3, so the more people that get in, the better the deal is, and if you got in early, you get a rebate, right?
That's right. The way it works is that the more people sign up, we have more group purchasing power, so our price goes down. So as the rates go down, even the very first person that signed up gets to pay less than they thought they were going to pay. So, so it really is a really good deal for Ashland residents, and we worked very hard to make sure we found really the right company to do this program with.
And the nice part is the company is Solar Flare, and they have now just moved recently into Ashland.
Yes.
So not only are they doing a great thing for the community, but they're now in our community, they're a taxpayer in our community. So if we purchase from them, that's going to come back to the community in other ways as well.
That's right. Our committee, under the guidance of Rob Muhlenbeek, who spearheaded this, really looked at a number of companies, and we eventually focused on 2 who were both, one of them was Solar Flare, who were both excellent companies, and really we could have gone either way and been very pleased with the company we dealt with. But The fact that Solar Flare is right here in Ashland just kind of turned things in that direction, and we're so pleased to support Ashland business that is also, we know from our research, is a top-notch company.
Now, they hosted a class called Solar 101 so residents could learn about that, and there's another class coming up too, isn't there?
That's right. The first one's about a month ago, and it's to just familiarize residents that might be interested in solar about how the program works, about how solar panels work, about what the whole process and the pricing is. So the next one coming up is on Wednesday, July 25th. It happens at the community center. It's from 7 to 9. And it's open to everyone. It's just a really good opportunity to, if you're interested, if you think you might want to do this, just to come get the information and see if you want to go a step further with it. It's really a great opportunity for Ashland residents.
And we're certainly seeing more solar popping up around town as I walk different neighborhoods and drive different neighborhoods. You're starting to see it. I mean, it's such a great way to get energy, and it's a cleaner way to get energy.
Yeah, at this time, Massachusetts is just running so many great programs that allow for rebates and tax incentives that make solar panels just much more affordable than anyone probably thinks they are. And the payback periods have gone from 10 to 12 years in years past to 3 to 5 years that you could completely pay off your system through your own savings and tax savings and own the solar panels on your house that are producing free energy for you. So it's really a great time to do this, and that's why the Sustainability Committee said, you know, we think this is our year and that we should get this going for our residents.
So Sustainability Committee, how many members do you have?
We have had 8 members. We were always kind of looking around for a 9th, but we're so busy, I guess we never found that, put the energy in to find that 9th. And now a few of our members whose term is up are stepping down from the committee. They are involved in other things in Ashland already. And so we'll be looking for a couple new members who are interested in sustainability, maybe have some technical knowledge about the various things we work with, energy, water, transportation. There's lots of things that are a part of it, but we're hoping to fill out those numbers. We're also still looking for a high school student, an Ashland high school student that would be interested in serving on our committee as well. So that would be an open slot for someone that's going to Ashland High School.
And what's the goal of having a high school student involved?
I think it's just to have our younger people, who I think are really engaged in this topic and concerned about the environment already, have a voice in the community. And so this person would really become a liaison between our community and what's going on in Ashland as a town and the high school, to maybe get more high school students involved as well. So we're looking for that person if anyone out there is interested.
Good, and they can contact you or just through the town website?
Right, they can contact through the town website, or anyone on the Sustainability Committee or in the town, I'm sure will direct them our way.
Right, and you were at the farmers market this last Saturday. There's a couple of your members going to be there again this Saturday because it is Sustainability Day at the farmers market on Saturday.
That's right. Solar Flare had a tent last week, and they will have another tent this week to just reach out to people in the community, talk to people one-on-one that might be interested in solar. And we work through Transition Ashland a little bit too, have some of the same goals, the two of us. So you might see some of our same members at their tent as well.
Good.
Oh, it's great to see a committee who's actually getting things accomplished. Good work. Hopefully you can get those other members, and we'll put a word into Mr. Adams, see if we can get your student, because that's easy and good community service hours. Now, I know you have your favorite question coming up.
I do. I even wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. Well, when we bring new guests and people who are members of the community, I like to ask one question. Hopefully it's not too uncomfortable. I'd like to ask, is there something about yourself that people in the community may not know that you'd be willing to share? Something special that is different that they don't know yet?
Well, originally I'm from Iowa, so that is one thing, Iowa girl ending up in Ashland. But right now, and a few people have told me they have seen this, we have recently added 2 Snow White bunnies to our house. So some people drive down our street and they see these very white rabbits hopping around in a pen on our green lawn. And if you see that around Ashland, that's me. That's our house. So we have bunnies in residence.
Did you grow up on, coming from Iowa, did you grow up on a farm, or is?
I didn't actually.
Okay.
A lot of my extended family did, but I didn't. We still were in a pretty rural area. So Ashland really felt like home when we moved out here, because I was used to a smaller place where you really get to know your neighbors, get to know your community, and that's why it's also nice to be involved and help to promote some good changes and good things for Ashland as well.
Well, we appreciate your service and coming on to join us, and hopefully we'll have you back. You give us an update on all the panels on all the roofs around town.
That sounds great. I hope to come back when maybe we hit that tier 5 and have the lowest prices for everybody.
All right.
That'd be great. Okay, well, thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.
All right, I'm going to have to get up on my roof and figure out how many square foot of solar panel I need.
Yes, if you want to do solar.
If I want to do solar, I'll have to go to the 101.
That's
for
true,
training.
and figure it out.
All right, as you can tell, we are back around the clock. It's time for our Around Town tour, and we have quite a few activities.
Again, a lot of things have been going on here in Ashland. We had the Relay for Life. The Relay for Life benefits the American Cancer Society, and it took place on June 14th at the Ashland Middle School. This was there were 39 teams and 420 participants. It's always growing. And this year they raised about $103,000.
Wow.
It's a great event. I've never actually been able to go. Things have always gotten in the way.
I've gone. It's a nice overnight event. It's quite the event to have, the parents there, the kids there overnight. They walk around the field. They got the little candles going. It's fun. It's nice. It's obviously for a good cause. So
Right. Good.
very well supported by the town and the school system, and they do a nice job of setting the place up. So, and I don't believe it rained this year. Every year I've gone, it's rained, but I think it was rain-free this year.
Good. Here's a little bit of fun.
So tell us a little bit about what you have going on here today at Relay for Life.
Well, this is a Relay for Life, which is a 20-hour event that takes place where we have a track with teams that have raised money, and usually you try to have at least one person on the team walking the track for the whole entire time. And the teams leading up to Relay have been raising money for the American Cancer Society, and a lot of times there'll be different themes, and they'll sell things at their campsites and raise money while they're here, and then they still have time to raise money through the summer as well.
It sounds like a great event. Have you had a lot of experience with this before? Or?
Yes, this is, I believe, my 10th or 11th relay that I have done, and our team has raised, I believe it's close to $200,000 over the years for the American Cancer Society. So, and we have a lot of fun with it. We're called Cooking Up a Cure, so we do food or like strawberry shortcake, or you never know what we're going to have coming out of our site. So we do all kinds of fundraising.
Awesome, that's great. So, 10 years, what keeps you coming back? What's motivated you to participate in this event year after year?
Well, when I first started, my sister had said, I'm doing this event that helps raise money for cancer. And other than a grandmother that had breast cancer, we really didn't have anybody in our family with cancer, but I thought it was a good cause. Over the years, I've known, obviously we've known people who have had cancer, including my aunt, and we've lost a few team members to cancer, and I myself am a cancer survivor. I was diagnosed 8 years ago with breast cancer and was treated, everything was taken care of, and this week I found it out that it has come back and it's in my spine. So we're now on to the next round of whatever we've got to do.
fighting for the cause. So, I mean, what does this mean to you as a survivor to be able to be here to walk with all these people and be with other survivors? What does that mean?
Well, number one, it's like a family. We all know each other, and it's a lot of fun that way. We support each other. And I do have to say, when I got diagnosed the first time, my daughter was in 5th grade, and I was concerned how to handle it. So I called the pediatrician, and then I called the American Cancer Society. They sent her a care package with a little teddy bear and a coloring book on, I know someone who's going through treatment, and explained it. It was wonderful what they sent her. And then they provided services, because I lost my hair, and how to draw in eyebrows and look good, feel better. They provide rides to treatment. I didn't need that. I had a great support team, but they provide so many services, not to mention all the research.
On that same weekend was opening day for the Ashland Farmers Market. It was the 3rd year that it has been started. Lots of great activities at the Farmers Market. There's music. This past weekend we had the Rail House Band. There's lots of great artisans and some great food. There's some great new food this year, I've heard. There was an opening ceremony that Joe Mignani was able to go to, and Steve Mitchell was there, and Anthony Schiavi, the town manager. And the nice thing that's going to be happening this year at the Farmers Market, in that last year there was a member of the Board of Selectmen almost at every single Farmers Market. This year what we've done is we're reaching out to all the communities in town, and there's going to be a town tent, and different community committees will be represented each Saturday. And so we're starting to get that pulled together. I know on the 21st we're going to have the Comprehensive Plan Committee, and then there'll be many other committees throughout the summer. So people can come, stop at the town tent, talk to the committee that's there. If you want to get involved or volunteer, you can get some more information. And then at the bottom of this page here is just information about the Ashland Farmers Market. So you can go and check that out. And again, here's a little bit of footage about what happened on the first day.
It's that time of year once again, opening day here at the Ashland Farmers Market. I know I speak for us all when I say I can't wait to see what goods and activities are in store for us in the 2014 season. Let's go check it out.
We're Medway Community Farm. We are a nonprofit farm. We grow vegetables using sustainable organic methods. We also offer educational programming, and we're young. This is our 4th year, our 4th growing season. And last season we were having a really good season. We had excess produce, and we needed a place to sell it. And I had heard really good things about the Ashland Farmers Market, so I called up, and we got in about 2 weeks late, and we've been here ever since.
I come originally from Midwest, and I come over to supposed to be open up a new business. New restaurant, but I am from experience and back in the history. I work in Iowa, and in the farmer market we have also several restaurants I opened up there in Iowa. Then I moved in here, and hoping the market to be energetic with the market outside. Economy is soft, so I start with the farmer market. And farmer market doing very well. The people in Ashland is one of the best people I ever met, and I enjoy being with you guys all the time. You're the best.
Now don't worry, there are plenty more opportunities for you to come down and check out all that the Farmers Market has to offer. And with a fun new theme every Saturday, there's something here for everyone. Personally, I'm looking forward to Lobster and Corn Fest. I'll see you there. For WACA-TV, I'm Kaylee Hodgson.
Well, that mockingbird's gonna sing away.
All right, and I don't know if you were jogging around town, swimming or biking, but the Ashland Lions Olympic Triathlon was just run last week, and this year marked the 23rd running of that event. Race starts with a 1-mile swim at Hopkinton Beach, which is an effort, the State Park Reservoir.
Yep, which is now open.
Which is now open, and the swimmers take off from the beach, you know, the ramp there near the Warren Conference Center. From there, it's around the buoys.
Yep.
Mile, that's a long swim.
Yeah.
I don't know I gotta do that. But there's folks in boats, volunteers in boats in case you run into trouble, and they're stationed all along the course. So to look for Bob.
Yeah.
But for many athletes, the swim is the hardest part of the race despite the shorter distance.
Right.
And after they swim, they have to quickly ditch their swim suits for bike shoes, and you're on the bike for a 26-mile bike ride, which loops through Hopkinton and Ashland, including parts of the Boston Marathon route. So WACA-TV's reporter Kaylee Hodgson was on the scene at the Warren Center. Check out Kaylee and some of the stuff going on at the race.
We're down here by the water at the Ashland Reservoir, eagerly awaiting the start of the 23rd annual Ashland Lions Olympic Triathlon, as well as the 4th annual Ashland Sprint Triathlon. With the sun shining, it's a beautiful day for a race, and excitement is high as the athletes get ready to hit the course.
I've only been doing this a few years, but I believe it's around 20 years we've been doing this, and it's grown year after year. We work in conjunction with Firm Racing. Bill Fisk and his group do a nice job, and it's a great fundraiser for Ashland and all the good charities that we work for.
Did you do the sprint triathlon or the full triathlon? What did you do today?
I did the sprint try.
You did?
Yeah.
And how did the race go for you?
Oh, it was great. Beautiful weather, wonderful course, a lot of good support throughout every turn. There was always people there cheering you on, giving you good directions. It was awesome. It was great.
But this was a really great event. I was really happy to be here. And as I said, you know, for the local community, I don't think it could get any better. The police were fantastic. The motorcade escort was incredible. Everything was just really, really nice. I'm a big fan.
The determination of these athletes is nothing short of inspiring, and the enthusiasm from the spectators is what keeps them going. I know we'll see many of these faces again next year. For WACA-TV, I'm Kaylee Hodgson.
The overall winner of the race was Greg Pelkin with a race time of 2 hours, 17 minutes, and 6 seconds. He completed the swim in 21 minutes. Whoa. That's cooking. And completed the bike ride in 1 hour 10, and finally the run at 39:37. So congratulations to Greg.
21-minute mile, that's for swimming, and it was probably cold. I know our pool temperature wasn't up very high yet last weekend, and we have a nice solar cover on it. So I think the reservoir was probably still a little cold.
Maybe you need to be cold to go that fast.
That's true. That's true.
How about the little kids? The little
I
kids
know,
had a big
little
event.
kids had another big event. We had our high school graduation back at the beginning of June, but the class of 2014 that graduated from the Pitaway Elementary School, which is actually the Ashland preschool. They had a great ceremony. The kids walk over a bridge. They look like they're wearing little cap and gowns, but it's actually T-shirts with their names and handprints all over, and they get a diploma, and it's a great event. And it's one of those things where you see this class before you, and then if you stay in town and things like that, you then see a similar class when they graduate from high school many years later.
That's right. We've both experienced
We have both experienced that. Yeah.
And then a little night out for the parents. It was the Ashland Parents Kickball game was held at the high school. The game's a fundraiser for the Ashland PTO. It was parents versus parents, and you know what that brings out. Had some interesting team names: Kicking It, Old School, Wildwood Wildcats, and the Hood Ash Kickers were the ultimate winners, and the event raised $1,200 for the PTO.
We just played the Cape Bowl tournament. We raised money for the Ashland schools. We have about 60 players. All of them are Ashland school system parents. We've had a great time, 6 teams, and right now we have the Ash Kickers playing the Nyanza Nightmares.
I'm having a great time. Going against the Ash Kickers. Watch out, Ash Kickers! Watch out! We're coming for you!
Hi, this is Sherry Belanger. I am the captain of the Nyanza Nightmares. We are the defending champs. This is the 2nd annual kickball tournament. So for those of you watching this that didn't play this year, get yourself a team next year.
Here we are at the 2nd annual kickball tournament, and you're speaking to the first bracket winners, the Ashland Ash Kickers. And everybody can speak about the 2-1 win over the old school, kicking it old school, who went down this time.
So Yolanda, the school year is over, and I need to give a shout out to Ashland Athletic Director Ryan Quigley, who's been kind enough to send us his sports updates for our show, and we have yet the spring wrap-up here. So the Ashland High School Clockers capped off another great year with several outstanding individual and team performances. I'm going to let you talk about tennis.
Okay,
right?
sounds good.
The baseball team qualified for Division III South Tourney again, 2nd year in a row.
Congratulations.
Which is great. Boys battled all season long and buckled down to earn themselves a return trip to the tournament. They had a slow start, but they got there. They took on Joseph Case High School from Swansea in the first round. Lost a heartbreaker 2-1.
Oh, that's tough.
Too bad. Walk-off hit in the bottom of the 7th. But congratulations to the boys and having a great season. Boys lacrosse team also returned to the state tournament this spring, earning themselves a number 3 seed, which is very good. In D3 Central East Sectional, the season was highlighted by several big wins, including those over Westwood and rival crosstown
Hopkinton.
enemy Hopkinton. First time we've ever been there in a decade.
Good.
And the boys faced Groton Dunstable in the quarterfinals, but fell 10-8. So the biggest highlight.
Some of the biggest highlights of the spring season came from 2 outstanding freshmen. So Max Friedman won the North Sectional Individual Tennis title. He advanced to the state semis last weekend, and after a hard-fought match, Max was ousted by the eventual state champion, Pat Wyeth from Cape Cod Academy. His loss in the semifinals was his lone loss of the year. So that's a tough one. But unfortunately, it's that last one that is usually the important one.
Well, shout out to Max. He had
an
unbelievable season.
In track and field, we also had a freshman standout. Alyssa Z was nearly unstoppable all season long. She competed in the 100, 200, and triple jump, medaling in the 200 at the Division V state meet. This earned her an opportunity to compete in the all-state meet, all divisions, where she went on to place 6th. Her season was capped off with a 12th place finish at the New England Championship at Bridgewater State University last weekend. So congratulations to her as well.
So we send out congrats to all the athletes and coaches for outstanding year in Clocker Country. Hashtag Clock Won't Stop.
Great, that's nice to see. And we have some summer sports coming up already. We have our Ashland Legion Baseball Post 77 on June 16th. They played, and Nick Burns pitched, and the Legion team started off the summer with a blowout. Yes. Wow. Against Newton at their home field at the Ashland Middle School. And Ashland scored their first 6 runs in the bottom of the first inning, followed by 4 more runs in the second inning. And the Ashland pitcher only gave up 6 hits and no runs. And Newton called the mercy rule after Ashland's 12th run in the 6th inning. So
if you see Manager Powell walking around town with a big smile on his face, you'll know why. All right, and there are some new doings here at the station.
Right. There is a new music show coming called Live from Studio A. It's being produced by Kate Hansen, and if you find that name familiar, it's because Kate Hansen and her family help manage the music at the farmers market at the stage tent. Mm-hmm. I don't remember the name. But also her daughter Jessie Hansen from Ashland is renowned. Lots of music. It is recorded here in Ashland, so Studio A, but it's also Studio A here in the WACA building at 200 Butterfield. So here's a little preview of that upcoming show.
right, and as well as all the things that have been going on, there's always more stuff going on. So coming up on Friday, June 27th, is the Clocker Club Golf Tournament. Clocker Club puts on a big golf tournament every year, and those monies raised go to support the school system. So we have the opportunity to support that. I believe they're out at Shining Rock this year, so that should be an exciting event. And we will have roving reporter Kaylee there, so we'll be reporting on that action. You'll get to see some of those highlights.
We also have our summer concert starting next on Tuesday, June 24th is the first concert, and then every Tuesday for about 6 or 8 weeks through the summer. Great place, go out to Stone Park at the gazebo, and there's great music and just great community. And then on Thursdays, also at Stone Park, but at the Pavilion, which is over next to the playground, they have their family movie nights. That's and right. We've been told there will be free, fresh popcorn. A great way to go see some fun movies. They're not brand new movies, but they're certainly great family movies. You can bring the kids and bring your lawn chairs or your blankets and go have some fun watching a movie outside. You don't have to go all the way to Mendon for the drive-in. You can do it right here in Ashland.
Fresh air and fresh popcorn, can't beat that. All right, well, we'll be right back after this message from our control board for our final comments. Stick with us. It's Around the Clock.
So let's just talk a little bit about, before we do our final things, video camp coming up here at WACA-TV. They'd like to invite your child to participate in their summer camp workshop here at the Community Media Center at the Butterfield Drive. The first session is the week of July 21st through the 25th, and that is for campers aged 10 to 13. And then the second session is July 28th through August 1st, and that is for students ages 14 to 16, so 9th and 10th graders would be for that one. They'll learn how to operate the studio cameras, function the control room, components involved in producing a program. They'll get to produce a news show, a talk show, and a music video. There'll also be a battle of the videos at the end, and then after each week, each camper will actually have a DVD of the work that they've produced. So if your child is interested in any kind of video editing or producing movies, it's a fun way for them to come and see what it's like here at the cable station, and who knows, then possibly work behind the camera during the year, possibly even on our show Around the Clock.
That's right.
Or town meeting.
Get them out of the cellar.
That's right. Okay.
That sounds like fun. So we had several nice guests today.
We did.
A little shout out to Tricia Kendall, the chairperson of the Sustainability Committee. She had a lot of good information and let us know on the Solar 101.
And hopefully we'll be able to bring her back in September, and they've hit Tier 5. That'd be nice.
Excellent. And of course, big shout out to Chief Davis, who's now our #1 guest on Around the Clock. And our little visit to the Ashland Police Substation, soon to be open, June 28th. And of course, you saw all the goodies going on around town, and we'd like to wrap the show up with our last comments. And I just wanted to bring this up, Yolanda. School ended yesterday officially.
It did.
Summer starts tomorrow officially. So, you know, it gets hot out and people get a little crazy, but remember, a lot of kids on the street playing, a lot of kids driving around who are out of school. So we'll just give you a little shout out to take a deep breath, drive slower, a little slower, and don't forget to use your blinker.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll be back soon. Our next taping is
in July.
July 10th after our July 9th Selectmen meeting, and that'll put us back on air July 12th-ish. So remember, if you've got any comments for us, it's Ashland, aroundtheclock@gmail.com. Come see us again. Mark Jewett
and Yolanda Greaves. Thanks so much for watching
Around the Clock.
Our next selection is called I Got My Fingers Ready.
wonderful season and make us successful. We see you soon.
Hi! That's a lot of water you're using. I know, and it costs a ton. My family helps save the environment and a little bit of money by using a water barrel. What's a water barrel?
We're here to talk to you about the water barrel. You put it under your downspout and it collects all the water when it rains. It reduces the amount of water you use and lessens the impact on the environment. You can get these at the DPW in Ashland during the spring.
You can always save water by shutting off the water while brushing your teeth. You can even have a shower contest in your home to see who can take the fastest shower. You can even award a prize to the person who takes the shortest shower. How short can you make your shower? Another way to save water while taking a shower is to change the shower head to a water-saving shower head. This commercial was brought to you by WACA-TV and Girl Scout Troop 72378. Okay, that's a wrap. We're all done.
Goods, door ships, all your friends, they had your goods right inside.
Has consumed a local community after two teenage sisters died in an early morning crash.
17-year-old Shauna Murphy and her 15-year-old sister Megan were killed when the Land Rover they were riding in smashed into a utility pole in Southborough around 1 o'clock this morning. A third teen is hospitalized with serious injuries.
You know, they were like the type of person that you'd go to and, you know, say, oh, where's my class? And, you know, they would be like, oh, let me take you there.
So we get a phone call that's saying, I wanted to ask you how many people were in your car. You know, do you own a Land Rover? And we said, yes. And they said, do you know how many people were in it? We said, we're not sure. You know, why are you asking? I said, I really can't tell you. And we asked you, you know, what do you mean you can't tell us? And he says, well, you know, I'll get back to you. And so we called back a few minutes later and finally heard that there was an accident and that they were looking for, you know, the participants in the car.
While this was going on, we got a report that Chris and Michelle that Michelle, was back at the fire station and had gone there.
I went immediately down to the fire station because I'm an EMT and I know the EMTs and I know all the guys down at the fire department, so I was down there immediately. And I knew there was something wrong.
And when I pulled up on the scene and saw a car impaled upside down on a telephone pole and the responders standing around, and there were 6 separate 13,800 volt electric lines that were on the telephone pole. And because the midsection of the telephone pole was removed in the accident, the wires sagged and they were arcing on the trees.
It was like I knew I was in an accident, but I didn't even know the car hit a pole. I didn't know we were in the air. I thought it was on the ground just to the side. And the next thing I remembered after that was just being upside down and like being crushed and just like seeing lights. And I didn't know, like, I didn't really, obviously I was in shock, so I didn't really know what was going on.
After a while, the word came back to the station that that the girl who was still alive was, in fact, Melissa Smith. And I'll never forget this till the day I die. When Michelle heard that, she said, "Oh my God, Megan's in the car."
Shauna had found a license of a girl at Fairfield University when she was down visiting in previous weeks, and was able to buy some alcohol. And from what we understand is she brought some alcohol in a Sprite bottle, and that she had called Megan to invite her to the party as well. So instead of going to the movies, she picked them up at the movie theater just before they were ready to go in and brought them to the party. And apparently they were there till like 11:30, and then apparently their friends left the party and they were staying on playing Beirut or beer pong or a game similar, and then they decided to head home.
She honestly didn't seem that drunk, but then again, like obviously I had been drinking too. But she wasn't like falling or tripping. Obviously me and Meg didn't realize like the severity of the situation kind of thing, and like we'd never really driven with anyone drunk.
I said, just be safe, and just drive safe, and just be safe.
And you just think, oh, that's never gonna happen to me. And here it is, like my group of like best friends, like two amazing girls, sisters, you know, everything going for them, and like it just shows that it really can happen to anyone. And if anything, I'm legitimately the most fortunate person ever.
Shauna and Megan, if they had to tell a story, the story would be, we made a mistake, but it cost us our life. You know, don't make the same mistake we did. And that's, I think, the message.
The program it starts from like 10 to 2 in the morning, is what it was. And you have 2 volunteers at least per night, and there's a Safe Rides phone that the Murphy Foundation pays for. And if anyone can call it in Northborough and Southborough, and they will pick them up and drive them home, no questions asked.
It should be a part of the curriculum. You know, even though it's not mandatory, we feel that that there's just too many distractions now when you're driving a car. There's the radio, there's the cell phone, there's the iPods, and there's kids in the car, and just you know, just too many distractions. And we decided to move from Southborough to Gloucester and try to reinvent ourselves and try to have a new next phase in our life. So, you know, we always dreamt of becoming empty nesters, but we didn't dream of having an accident force us to be empty nesters.
I think Christmas.
You know, it's their birthdays, it's the graduations that would have taken place. I think, you know, like it was tough knowing that all of Shauna's friends graduated and she didn't. They did a great valedictorian. Mel.
All Meg's kids are gonna graduate this year, and so it's hard to, you know, those memorial places that. And for me as a mother, it's hard to think that, you know, they're not going to get married and have a kid. You know, there's not going to be a marriage. There's not going to be a kid.
It's the life events that you miss. Yeah, we just don't ever want them to be forgotten. It just had a big impact.